happy Tuesday. We're going to have a tea time Tuesday just because. So I've got vanilla chai, Bigelow vanilla chai, and International Delight Zero Sugar Pumpkin Pie Spice. Now, all these things that have pumpkin in it, oh, this is dripping everywhere. I don't know why. All these things that have the pumpkin in it, they don't really have pumpkin in it. It's just the spices you would put in pumpkin, like cinnamon and cloves and ginger and stuff. It's raining. It's raining pretty good. Poor little Kit. Still out there in the rain as far as I know. Hopefully the rain's making him sneak in somebody's garage and get found or something. I don't know, but he's been more than 2 weeks now and he's still gone. But this is probably only the 6th day of rain we've had this year so far. It's been so dry. We've had 2 days in a row of rain. It's supposed to rain the whole week, which makes me feel sad for poor Kid out there. If he is out there still, I don't know what's going on with him. I may never know. But I'm not ready to give up yet. I've still got his food dish and water dish down and his box of toys and his treats on top of the refrigerator. But if it gets to the month point, I'm gonna start giving away his treats so they don't get old, and stale. But I'm gonna hang in there a little while longer. I just bought this one big old box from, they have these things called greenies, and they're supposed to really work good with your dog's teeth. And they're really expensive. They're like $26 for 20 of them or something crazy like that. They're just really expensive. And I got a box of 72 for $26 at Costco under the Kirkland brand, which is Costco's brand. And I think I had given him one when he disappeared. So I still have 71 of these expensive, well, they weren't that expensive compared to the originals, but these treats. And, eventually the dog treats will get old. I don't have anything set to talk about. I just thought I'd tie a few little threads together, of stuff that I've left dangling. I got this from Kay last time she went to Kentucky. Not Kentucky. I always say Kentucky. It's Tennessee. It's got this kind of weird handle thing, and you'd think it would burn your hand, but it doesn't. And then you look at it going this way, and it's just kind of curves out like that. So it's weird little handle. And let's see if you can see. I don't know if you can see inside. Let's see. There you can see it. I'm trying to let you see without spilling it. It's sort of a creamy because of the creamer I put in it. Hot, still hot. But it's yummy with the vanilla and the pumpkin spice together. With it being all rainy today, it's a good day for hot tea. So what else is going on? I ended up going to the ER earlier in the week. I had like upper clavicle, upper chest pain and pain in the middle of my back, and I just didn't think it was that big a deal, but all my friends were nagging me, you need to go to the ER, it could be a heart attack, women present different than men, blah, blah, blah. And I called my son, he's like, well, I can come get you, but you really need to just swallow your pride and call 911. So I'm like, okay. So I did. So they, I locked up the house and went and sat out front and waited for him. Didn't want him to come in and wheel me out on a stretcher from the house, but they did wheel me out of my front yard onto a stretcher and into the ambulance. And it was kind of embarrassing because I had the pajama top on, but it hurt so bad to lift my arm up that I just left my pajama top on because it just looked like a black top, and put some regular like sweatpants on. And I didn't have a bra on. And then they had these students that were like, a couple of them were from a high school program and a couple of them were from the academy, but there's young kids, and this young kid's standing at the back of the ambulance trying to learn stuff, and they got my shirt lifted up with my boobs flying to the wind, putting the leads on me to do an EKG. So that was a little embarrassing. I'm sure that kid was a little embarrassed too. Probably never saw so much of something that he didn't want to see. So they slugged me over to the hospital, and I told them what happened, and I didn't think it was nothing, but everybody nagged me to come, and they were like, yeah, better safe than sorry. So they did, CAT scan, EKG, and blood tests, and blah, 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 and like I thought, it wasn't nothing. I don't know why I get these weird pains that last a week or two and then go away. This one, it started out here, and it traveled around the back of my neck, and then down my side, and it's finally mostly gone. I can lift my arm up. But I wonder, because this happened to me a couple times, and I went in the ER once for it. And I wonder, because he didn't send me home with anything. And I wonder if they think I'm a drug seeker. You know what a drug seeker is? Where they go into the ER claiming pain that can't be proven and get like hydrocodone or whatever. And they offered me morphine, and I said I didn't want it. So I don't know why they would think that, but they sure didn't send me home with nothing to help. Luckily, I had some Tramadol at home already from, my doctor gave it to me for severe headaches that I get sometimes. So I had some of that, and they did give me a muscle relaxant, which I took those two together, plus some Tylenol all combined, and that helped a little bit, but it mostly made me sleepy. And so I spent the last several days just laying around, either sleeping in bed or sleeping in the recliner. I spent the night in the recliner a couple times because it seemed to help my neck and shoulder and stuff to be in the recliner instead of flat in the bed, although I do have a bed that, does this. The bed I have, do you remember Craftmatic beds? If you're old like me, you do. They're the kind, they're like a hospital bed where it's got a, electric thing where you can raise the head and raise the feet to any level. Years ago, I've had this thing pushing 20 years, so it's time for it to go. It's really old. And it was this daughter selling it because her father had died. It was a king size, and the king size is really just two twins together that, they raise, you can raise them low independently. So the mother was going into a nursing home, so she was taking her half with her, and so the daughter was selling the father's half, and the father evidently died in that bed, and I'm like, well, A, I don't want to use mattress, and B, I don't want a mattress somebody died on. So I threw the mattress out and just got the mechanism part, and it weighs a ton. When I moved in with my son and daughter-in-law, they had to move it upstairs, and it took like a bunch of people to get that thing upstairs and downstairs. And it has wheels, but they're broken, and so I've got it up on blocks, but it starts chewing through the blocks because the blocks are these plastic holder things. So it's starting to list to one side, so it's like, pulling yourself up to get in and out, or it can flip you out, and it's time for it to go. I really need to get another bed. My girlfriend got one, and it's an automatic adjustable one, and she got the frame for like, I don't know, on Amazon of all places, for like $400 or $500, and then she had to buy the mattress separate, of course. The mattress I have now, I got one of those memory foam ones, but I think if I'm going to replace it, I'm going to get one of the mixed breed ones where it's memory foam and springs, so it gives you a little more support, but yet it's still soft. But that's money I don't have right now. So speaking of money, I'll let you know how I'm about halfway through, not quite halfway through, my month of no spending, and I took out $40 to set aside for pre-planned spending or things that came up, and then that's all I want to spend, So 20 of it went to this lunch thing I knew that I was going to have to spend $20 on, so I had $20 left. So today, I don't know, I got kind of bummed out about Kit, and I was out running around. I went and voted. I still have I don't have my thing on. I've got my little I voted thing sticker on. I don't know if y'all do it in your states, but in Texas here we have these little I voted stickers. It's all propositions. And one of which I really hope passes, because we have what's called a homestead exemption, and it takes, at the moment, it takes $25,000 off the appraisal value of your house when they calculate your school taxes. And they're talking about raising that up to, instead of $25,000, up to $100,000, and that will should make a pretty significant, because that's where most of my, which is annoying as I'll get out, that's where most of my property taxes come from, is from the school district. I mean, you pay some to the state, some to the county, some to the city, all that, but the biggest hit is the school district. And I have lived here 27 years and I've never had a child in this school district. When do I get to stop paying? You know, I've paid my share and more. I think after a certain age, you should get to quit paying school property taxes, but it is what it is. So I'm hoping that one passes, because it should lower my property tax, because property taxes here in Texas are really high because we don't have state income tax. So they got to get the money from somewhere, so it comes from property tax. Like my little bitty house is less than 1,400 square feet. It's like 1,390 something. And before I moved back in, because I could only get the homestead exemption if I was living in the house. So when I was living with the kids, I couldn't get it. But when I moved back to my own home, I could get it. But before I moved back, my property taxes on this house was almost $5,000, which is crazy for this little bitty house. And then now it's down to $4,400, I think, which is still crazy. And it'll probably go up again this year. I don't know, I haven't got the bill yet or what it's gonna be, but it goes up every year, it seems like. So anyway, I'm hoping that proposition passes. Oh, I started out about why I spent money. So I was out driving around, went to my small group, and then I drove to get there and back. I kind of drive by where Kit disappeared, and so I'm kind of looking for him. But I just, I got to turn it over to God. It's in His hands. There's nothing more I can do. I've done everything I can do. I've got all the social media. I've got all the posters and called all the animal shelters and everything. There's nothing more I can do. So it's in God's hands if He comes home or He doesn't come home. So, but I was a little sad about it. So I decided I was going to blow some of my money on lunch. So I thought about going. They're right there next door to each other. There's a Jack in the Box and there's a Chick-fil-A. I hadn't been to Chick-fil-A in a really long time. So that kind of, because I'm trying to watch my weight and watch my diet and all that. So they have a grilled chicken, like a chicken nugget, but it's grilled instead of battered and fried. I thought, well, that would be healthier. Or they have these tacos that we call them mystery meat tacos, because who knows what that meat is in those things, but I love those things. And they're 2 for $1.50. So I'll get 4, and sometimes I'll eat 3, sometimes I'll eat the 4th one, or save it till later or whatever. So I can get 4 tacos for $3. So I'm there debating, and I'm like, I haven't been to Chick-fil-A forever. I'm just gonna go and just get something small. So I got the grilled chicken strips, and a small fry, no drink, no nothing. And I had $10 in my hand, ready to hand the lady, and she's like, that'll be $11.79. And I was like, come again? I was totally shocked that little bit of food that I got, because it's this little cup with some little chicken stuff in it, and then a little small fry. And it was like too late then, and so I got my card out and handed it to her, because all I had was the $10 left. So I should have got those $3 tacos. I could have been full and happy on $3 instead of mad on almost $12. I don't know. I mean, for those of you who are on Social Security, the cost of living raise we're going to get for 2024 is 3.2%. Where are they getting that 3.2%? I don't know about y'all, but my groceries, gas, everything has gone up a heck of a lot more than 3.2% this year. It's gone up more like 40%. So I don't know where they're getting their numbers from, but they're lying to us. There was no way the cost of living was 3.2%. I don't know what they're figuring in that makes it go down, but the stuff we all use every day, like gas and food and clothes and stuff like that, it's way higher than 3.2%. I don't know. I don't understand it. Oh, let's take another drink. Now it's not so white. Now it's more, I don't know, like a light caramel color. Let's see if I can show it to you. See, it's a little bit darker because it sat there with the tea bag in it. Okay. So update is I'm all better. My neck, back, chest, whatever all has been hurting me is gone. Went to the ER for no reason. Kid's still missing. Kay's gone for good. She moved last weekend. Not this one, but the one before that. It'll be 2 weeks this Saturday, or it was a week last Saturday, however you want to look at it. So she's back in Tennessee, happy as a clam. And it was bad because she left and I lost the dog the same week. So I went from, people and dogs around to entertain me to nobody. So it's a little lonely. People are asking me, are you going to get another dog? And I'm like, yeah, probably. I'm just not ready for that. And if y'all went with me on this journey, it took me 6 months to find Kit because shelters don't get small dogs very often. And when they do, they go like, my hands are real dry. I can't snap my fingers. So it took me forever to find Kit. And the rescue type places, they all want $300 and $400 for them. Why they want that much, I don't know. I guess to fund their rescue-ness or something. Maybe they pay the foster people that foster the dogs. I don't know why it's so expensive, but because I did look a little bit on Pet Finder, which is where you can go in and put your likes and dislikes and stuff. And my friend, she did that, and they came back and told her flat out, because she's a senior, she can only adopt a senior dog. That they don't want to give the younger dogs to seniors because the senior might die and leave the dog, with nobody to watch over it. And I'm like, I don't know that I want a senior dog. I don't plan on dying anytime soon. I mean, I want an adult dog that if it lives 10 more years, I plan on living 10 more years. What are they doing? I mean, that doesn't seem right to me at all. But the shelters don't put that discrimination on you. So when I went to the shelter yesterday and kind of looked around to see if Kit just magically showed up there. Of course, he didn't. And there was a lady with a little dog, and she was an older lady. So I said, is it coming or going? And she says, oh, I'm taking him home. So I'm like, okay, so they will give small dogs to older people. Well, they gave me Kit at a different shelter. But I just think that's discriminatory where they won't give an adult dog to a senior. I mean, well, they think we're going to die tomorrow and leave the dog back, put the dog back in the system or something? I don't know. That just doesn't seem right to me at all. All right, well, I'm kind of bummed today. Sorry to drag y'all down, but mostly good news. I'm feeling better. Working on my Bible studies. I'm doing two Bible studies at the same time. I'm doing BSF, which is Bible Studies Fellowship. We're doing the Book of John. And then I'm doing one that's through my weight loss group. And it's talking about it's an upside down. Jesus' way is upside down from the way the rest of the world is. The way he looks at things like servanthood and stuff like that, not putting yourself forward, but putting yourself last and all that kind of stuff. So what's the topic this week that I'm doing? Let's see, this week is walk by faith, not by sight. Yeah, because a lot of people's like, I got to see that to believe it. And this is faith and obedience, faith leaping, faith and wisdom, faith that sees. So anyway, it's all about, this particular week is all about faith. And you know, you got to kind of have faith, because it's not like we're walking with, I mean, even the disciples, they were walking with Jesus and they didn't always believe. So we definitely have to have faith to believe. All right, I rambled on for 20 minutes, so cheers. Get something hot if it's cold where you are. It's not really cold here. It's like in the 70s, but it's just rainy. It makes you think it's cold, even though it isn't really. Isn't this a cool mug? Very interesting. I'm afraid to put it in the microwave, so I only use it when I, you know, I've got a kettle thing that just heats hot water. It's an electric thing that heats hot water that I make my tea with, and that's how I use it. Because I don't know that it's microwave safe. She got it at some craft fair or something. Next week, there's a craft fair that I might take you to. This coming Saturday, so we'll see if anybody wants to go with me to that, and if not, I'll just go by myself. All right, love y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.